Hello, everyone. Back at it with the daily studies. So I think that today confirmed that this is the last leg in the run to all-time high, and the reason for that is because of where it bounced, and you'll see immediately what I'm talking about. As soon as I show it, oh god. So I sold my contracts where I said I would. Which is nice, and you can see that we're above the channel now. So where we bounced was exactly at this at the top, right? So we bounced at the third higher high. So I guess I'm thinking I guess the first higher high must have started around here. But regardless, right? So once we broke above this line, once we made that fourth higher high, or just as soon as we got above that high, price was supposed to come down and then retest the top of this high, which is what it did, right? And you can see that. So now we have this cup forming, and we're just going to melt up the all-time highs now. So if you're in calls, good for you. If you're in cash, good for you. If you're in puts, hopefully it works out. So yeah, I guess I was, when I thought the bottom structure here looked similar, I guess I was right. And you're gonna look at this and you're gonna be like, well, this wick doesn't go that high, right? I mean, relative to the past, it might be like 0.20%, if even that. How is this supposed to mark up $7? Well, that's the confusing thing about fractals, right? Like, from here to the bottom here is a lot shorter than from this top to this top. But that's the scaling or the mutation challenge of fractals. So what you really want to think about is just the structure and the way it looks. So not really a lot to go into for this video, just kind of saying like, hey, we got the retest of this higher high, we went higher, so that means that we're on this we're on the last bit here. So once we make a new higher high, or once we make an all-time high, it becomes net bearish. And just as I imagine from the very beginning of this entire run, we're gonna drop, or we should drop into FOMC, and I'm thinking that this right here, this drop, is what FOMC causes. Or what I'd really like to see is this drop play out before FOMC. So if that's the case, we should come up. I don't know how long we're gonna be here for. But I'm thinking that the drop will go into FOMC, which is the 13th in the afternoon, right? So very, very, very exciting. This is great. We're going to have direction soon. We're going to have big moves soon. The market, whether you trade, no matter what direction you trade, right? If you start doubting, if you're trying to scalp it and you start doubting, like, it's going to be an environment where if you just have a little bit of patience, then it really doesn't matter which way you'll go. Like, there will be like little upswing movements, but this is great. This is exactly what I need for myself, and what a lot of traders are going to enjoy. So really close to becoming a bear again, really, really close. This should be during the week where GameStop earnings are, and that's this sideways period going into FOMC will allow GameStop to run up to 28, And so I'm trying to scalp Google calls right now because of the 1 minute gaps that I talked about in the previous video. And I'd like to see 136 get hit, but I doubt it'll happen. I don't know how fast it will happen, but I hope it's relatively fast. And during this time, I'd like to see GameStop consolidate down and give a better entry for earnings. And I think I've decided to go shares for GameStop earnings because the option volatility is just too ramped up, and I'm scared that, no matter what the target is afterwards, like even if I go into December 8, like let's say it comes down to 13 before earnings, even if I go for, December 8, 15 calls and, it gets above 18, I'm just nervous about it, man. The IV is just one of those things. If you know about volatility, if you're really knowledgeable on options, can you answer this question for me in the comments if possible? So it's like if it goes to 13 and I buy, 15 calls, and even though the volatility or the implied volatility is ramped up, but it goes above that, will I still be able to profit? I'm not looking for a lot, but just profit is profit, right? So if it goes above my call target, let's say by like $1. So I buy 15s and it goes to 16. Will I still be able to profit a good amount? That's my question. So that's it, guys. MVIZ is making its move. It should hit 3 before the dig down to FOMC. It does look like it wants to pop, and the fractal or its master iteration, like this wick right here is kind of what I'm expecting to happen, and that would push it to $5 if that does happen, and then it'll just obviously come down, and it will just kind of do what GameStop's going to do, all the other memes will do, and possibly just be really just a slow grind down until next year's FOMC. So exciting stuff, short video, which is what I like. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and until next time, peace.